That is wrong. Do not do that. So you do not do that. What you do is flip the term that has the negative exponent, and you just flip that from the numerator to the denominator. And that will get rid of your negative exponent. So that's the final answer. So I only move the k value down from the numerator to the denominator because only k had a negative exponent. Nothing else had a negative exponent. There was no need to move anything else. Let's do another example. Oh wait, I'm just rewriting the question. Let's just save some time and space. So we have 5c cubed times d times 4 times c squared times d squared divided by everything in the bottom. My rule is always simplify the numerator first and then simplify the denominator second, and then do the division between the numerator and denominator. Don't try to divide the numerator from the denominator without simplifying first, if possible. So I'm just going to simplify at the top. So I'm going to put a bracket here, and I'm going to, okay, let's see what's happening at the top. I have 5 times 4, that's just 20. I have c cubed times c squared, that's just c to the power of 5, because 3 plus 2. I have d, and remember, d has an exponent. It has an exponent of an invisible 1. A lot of students forget that too. If there's no exponent written, they're like, oh, it must be 0. No, because I think the power of 0 is just 1. So there has to be an exponent, and it's just an invisible 1. So d to the power of 1 times d squared, that's just d to the power of 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3. So I simplified the top. Let's simplify the bottom. Here I have a bracket with exponents. So this is the power of a power rule. What that means is I need to apply this 2 that's outside the bracket to every single value inside the bracket, and I need to multiply the exponents. So the answer is going to be c to the power of 4 and d to the power of 2, because there's an invisible 1 here. So 1 times 2 is 2. What about the 2? Does the 2 have an exponent? And I want an answer from the class there. What's the exponent on the 2? Someone says yes. Well, what is it then? So initially, what's the exponent on the 2? Anyone? It's a number, I'll give you that. It's a counting number. It's a number you're all heard of. Yes. Just like d, 2 has an invisible 1 exponent initially. And then once you multiply 1 times 2, it becomes 2 squared. And a majority of students make this mistake. They forget to apply the exponent to the number. It's very simple when you have exponents in the variable, because you're always there and you're like, oh yeah, I just gotta multiply every single exponent that I see times 2. But remember, you don't always see all the exponents. Sometimes they're invisible exponents, because usually when you have an exponent of 1, when I write x plus 1, x plus x, I don't write x to the power of 1 plus x to the power of 1. That's tedious. Everyone knows there's a 1 there, so I just write x plus 1. Sorry, x plus x. So that's why we don't really write the exponent of 1, because that's just, basic the norm. So yeah, anyways. So what does that change here? So 2 squared, I'm just going to rewrite that as 4, because that's 2 squared is 4. What's 20 divided by 4? Well, that's just 5. What's c5 divided by c4? Well, that's just c to the power of 1. And d cubed divided by d squared, that's just d to the power of 1. So final answer is 5cd. And if you watch the video, all of this is also explained in the notes. Remember, Unit 2, Lesson 1. You have your notes, you have the solutions, you have practice, you have more solutions, and then you have video. So everything is there for you to succeed. So please, please, please actually spend some time in trying to succeed. And especially for those of you who are planning on taking this advanced functions course in grade 12. And then from that, I'm assuming you're going to take math in university, at least first year level. You need some basic foundation. You need some good foundation. So I'm trying to give you that. It's hard with an online course, so I'm doing my best. And remember, it's up to you to actually watch the videos, go through the lessons, go through the practice problems, look at the solutions. Make a friends group, make a study group. Don't be alone. Make those in the previous class that I taught in July, they made was it Instagram? Man, I don't really know. I don't really have it. Oh, actually, I just created an Instagram account like a week ago. I don't really have anything on it yet. I have to look into it. I'm becoming more technically savvy, I guess. Anyways, okay. So yeah, so my point was just make a friends group, make a study group, share, try to, if like you're not alone, there's other students in this class. Just because we're online doesn't mean you can't, ask for help from me or other people in the class. Okay. Example C. This 3 is going to apply to every single term within that, bracket. So 3 cubed is, I'm just going to write 3 cubed, x cubed, and y cubed, because they all have an initial exponent of 1. And then the bottom, there's really nothing to simplify because it's already as simplified as possible. And now what happens? Well, 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So 27 over x cubed. Hey, I'll just rewrite everything. (27) divided by 9, that's just 3. X cubed divided by x4, that's just x to the negative 1, and y to negative 1 as well. And remember, it's a fraction. Denominator is 1 if there's nothing in the denominator. And we are flipping the sides, the numerator to denominator, for every single exponent that's negative. So x and y have a negative exponent. They go in the denominator, but the 3 does not. And this is important. A lot of students just flip the whole fraction. Please don't do that. All right, here we have this thing here. Remember that negative 2 applies to the number and the letter. So that's 2 to the power of negative 2 and z to the power of negative 6, because 2 times 3. And the numerator doesn't really, do much. What is 2 to the power of negative 4 or negative 2? That's just that's just 2 squared basically. That's 4 to the power of negative 1. Oh, the w. Oh, w is just chilling there. There's nothing going on with the w. But the z, so I have z negative 6, and then c, because that's dividing by 2, it's going to be minus 2. So here, the answer is going to be, the 4 is going to go on the bottom because it has a negative exponent, so it's going to be 4w5, and z to the power of negative 8. But remember, that negative 8 means that it's supposed to go down. So the final answer is just going to be 1, because there's nothing in the numerator, so you can't write 0, because then the whole value is 0, so it has to be 1. So 1 over 4 w to the power of 5 z to the power of 8, and that's the answer. There's a bunch of these. Let's go. Oh wait, okay, never mind. Let's do the last one, and then we're done. I can move on to the second lesson that we were supposed to cover today. This is pretty straightforward. The 5 goes there, so x to the power of negative 20 times x to the power of 3 over 3 times x to the power of negative 1. So remember, we're simplifying the numerator first, so negative 20 and 3. Well, that's just x to the power of negative 20 plus 3. Remember, I'm multiplying, so I add the exponents. The numerator, denominator, doesn't change. So that's going to be x to the negative 17 over 3x to the power of negative 1. And then we have the negative exponent there and the positive. So they're both, x's are both the same base value, right? So I can subtract, and this becomes minus 1. This is important. We haven't had an example like that before. So here we're subtracting the exponents, But you're just subtracting a negative one, so just